What's up, guys? Blaney Talks here, back with another episode. Today I have my good friend SwampMigo,
Wine.
previously known as.
Bad Little X previously.
And when did that name change happen?
It's been about like a year now since I've been wanting to take it serious, but this year I say I made it official.
Okay.
I made it official this year.
So new name, new. In the very beginning of the episode, we like to do introductions.
Yeah. For sure.
I'll do my introduction. I'm Blaine, certified yapper, here to learn about SwampMigo. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
SwampMigo, man. Where do we begin, man? First of all, I'm from off that West Bank. Proud West Banker. I know Blaine through my partner, my good partner Ricky. Me and Ricky have been recording for maybe about like 3 years at this point now. Mm-hmm. But it's more than that. It's more than just a recording partner. Like this is my twin for real. So, I'm just glad enough that he put me in these positions and let me meet these people for me to get bigger and change my life and this, that, and the third. So yeah, man. Been making music for about since 2018. So coming up on 8 years now. I ain't too good at math. I don't feel like doing the math, but yeah, man, from off that West Bank. I'm Amigo, Honduran and Cuban. Yeah, man, ain't really too much. It's not really too much to say, but I'm just glad to be here.
What kind of music do you make?
Right now, I like to rap mostly. I'm not just subjected to just rap, but I like everything, bro. I like to listen to everything. Later in life, I definitely want to learn instruments more and, incorporate that into my music and stuff like that. But right now, I just like to rap, man. I like to rap. All types of rap, too. Not just subjecting into just one subgenre, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more than just,
You're open to go into other areas. Right now, it's rap. Has it always been rap?
It's always been rap. Since I was a little kid, man. I remember, the first rappers I really used to listen to was Lil Wayne and Eminem and shit, 50 Cent, because my cousins and shit like that. And then later on, I discovered other shit, the underground scene. Let's see, my first taste of the underground was when I was maybe in high school, sixth, 7th grade, Denzel Curry and shit like that. And that went to Space Ghost Perp, ASAP Rocky, and then high school I get into people like Cardi, Fawny, Uno.
You like X, huh?
And X, yeah, X, R.I.P. X, man. X definitely had a lot to do with me just, really dabbling in this art shit and everything, man. He changed a lot for me, man. A lot how I view this shit, And it's crazy because X gets such a bad rep nowadays, and I get it. But it's for me at that age, it meant a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, just lots of inspirations from fucking goated artists, all across the board. I've heard of all of them, and they're all really good artists. And that was super important. I feel like you said, I think you said something it influenced my art, which was one of the first things I wanted to get into. Was I like to do my introduction on why we do this here, and I think I've condensed it to the point where it's not this big statement, but more so. I think everyone should do art, and for me, creating, this YouTube channel, my music, painting, doing poetry.
I fuck with your music too, by the way, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Ricky always, I don't mean to interrupt, but Ricky always playing me your shit, bro. Always.
Bro, me and Ricky cook sometimes.
Always,
we gotta make a song, all three of us. That should be crazy.
For real. I'm always telling Ricky every time he play me some of your shit, I'm like, man, he nice. And I know you just started, so I'm always piecing, giving my 2 cents on it. Man, he need to do this a little better, do this a little better.
That's what I need, because Ricky will say one thing. He's like, just hit this note like this, and it's like, holy shit, that's loads better. How much can I learn from you as well?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
As an artist, that's what you got to be able to do, is just sort of adjust and take in what you can, and stay true to yourself, but at the same time, be able to take constructive criticism. But yeah, so for the most part, making whatever art kind of helped me out of a dark place, and that's as simple as it is. It's there's all kinds of studies and stuff that show that some form of creation is really beneficial to your everyday life. If you can incorporate it, day by day, you can incorporate it once a week. It's all going to benefit you. So yeah, I mean, that's my introduction, and now we're here and we're about to paint.
So. We about to paint, bro. So I never really been like too much of the draw for real. Like, and I do all types of art for real. Like, I like to write. I like to make music, obviously. Like, I like to do all types of shit. When I was a kid, I like to dance. I like to do everything. So, but I just came back from New York, bro, and one of my good friends over there named Misha, I met him over there, but we clicked like that, bro. Like, when you meet some type of people in life, y'all just click like that.
Yeah.
But he got me into the graph scene, the graffiti scene.
Oh shit, that's sick.
And what's the best place to do it in New York? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, over. Oh, I'm sure the influence over there. I mean, it'd be New York and LA probably.
Definitely the two. Yeah, for sure. And kind of like New Orleans too. I mean, I feel like personally, there's no city or state, honestly, that's more like artistic as Louisiana, New Orleans per se.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Except for like New York and shit, because New York is New York, bro.
Right. I mean, I wanted to ask you about that because I look at New Orleans, and you've been to New York. Do you have ties in New York, or is it just something that inspires you? Is that where you want to go, or?
It's definitely where I want to start my life at. Like, like now as an artist, and just definitely because that's definitely the place to do it. Like I said. But I do have ties in New York. I got my cousins, I got my auntie, I got my uncle that stay over there. My sister used to go to college over there in New York. So, yeah, man. I mean, New York has been a part of my life maybe since I was like 14-ish, because my sisters, I was the only child. By the time I was 14, I was already an only child and shit. So, like, yeah, New York has always been, part of my life for sure, bro.
Yeah, and so you've been in and out of there, over time. You've been in and out of New York, right? You visited a few times. How many times do you even know, or?
Let me think. I was in New York. The first time I went was for my sister's graduation. I went 2023 for my birthday by myself.
Holy shit!
Not by myself, by myself, for like 3 friends.
Okay.
Got an Airbnb and shit.
But it wasn't for family, so you were going out there
for myself.
Right?
Yeah. Because I was like, fuck, I'm old enough. We could come out here and shit.
Just make it happen.
After that, I went like maybe 6 months after my birthday by myself. First solo trip I ever took. Like, when I got out there off the plane, bro, I didn't know I was out there by myself until I got off the plane. And then I got in the Uber, like right off the fucking airport, and I'm like, wait, nobody's in this Uber with me, bro. It's just me by myself. Like, it's just me. So I was like, shit, man, I'm here by myself. Let's do it. I was kind of scared too, like, just shit, I'm here. But I had friends out there, so I wasn't all the way by myself.
Right. So you went out there. Dude, I bet that must have felt crazy. Just like, I'm in New York, and I don't got to do anything except for whatever I want to do. I don't got to think about what anyone else wants to do. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do.
Crazy ain't the word, bro. Crazy ain't the word. It just feel like a sitcom just living out there, bro.
Yeah.
I was out there for like a month and a half. My good friend Eric Nueve, he do the clothes and shit. He basically gave me the opportunity to go out there. He was like, he moved in with his girl, and he still had his apartment, but he paid his lease already. Mm-hmm. And he was like, bro, if you want to stay here, just that and the third, not for free, obviously. I wound up getting the job out there.
What were you doing?
Well, let me backtrack a little bit, because I was supposed to go out there already with a job plan, some family.
So this was like, this was like you were ready to move out there, essentially.
Ready to move, like ready to start working and do everything.
Okay.
But, like I said, I had some family, promised me a job out there, but push come to shove.
Yeah.
And I wound up not being able to get the job and shit like that. So, I had to pivot, then I started working at Kava and shit. That ain't last too long, but they was tripping, bro.
You said Kava?
Kava, bro. Like the fucking, like the Mediterranean Chipotle. Like,
oh, shit. I mean, job's a job, especially out in New York. How much were you making out there? Like,
bro, it was 18 an hour. It was 18. It wasn't that bad, honestly.
Right.
I was like, it's worth me coming, 40 hours a week. I ain't doing nothing else, like, besides making music. So I was like, fuck, let's do Kava.
Right. And I feel like oh man, I saw something the other day where it was, like having a job is like an essential part of making like let's just say music. Because you gotta have that time where you're not doing it. That way you're like, fuck, I can't wait to get home and write out this verse. Like,
and go crazy.
Right. Imagine you were just like set. You had like, however much money you just could sit there all day and try to make music. I feel like you like run out of ideas so quick. you'd like get bored.
You need life experience to have something to create about, you know. If you're just sitting in the crib all day, it's like
there's nothing. You're right. I guess the life experience changes then. Like now you're going.
And bro, you could ask Ricky, bro. I'm always telling him this. I'm like, bro, Ricky is a savant, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Ricky has changed my life for the better, like no worse, like for the better, bro. And I'm always telling him, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like Ricky just, you know, he's a savant, but you know, not saying he's scared to come out of his shell, but like, you know, he thinks about it a lot. Like he think about it a lot, which is a good thing. You know, you're always supposed to think on what your next steps is. But
right.
I'm always
but sometimes you just
Ricky,
gotta shoot.
I'm always telling Rick, you just gotta shoot, bro. You just gotta pop out, go to the bar, go to this, do that, go to, you know, cause you know, go travel, do this, do that. So, you know, that's something in my life for sure. I'm always telling my friends, I'm like, bro, you gotta pop out,
just
you gotta do something, you know, cause that inspiration comes somewhere. If you in the house all day, you just on your phone, doom scrolling. You might watch a couple of movies, you might do this, but you really ain't getting shit done. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're not really getting inspired by anything.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of my friends, you know, not saying that's bad. You know what I'm saying? Because you need that time to yourself. You need that time to yourself. But it's like,
I agree.
Definitely pop out, do what you gotta do, man. See the world, bro. See the world. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, just travel, bro. Like I want to go back to New York. That's my plan. But I definitely just want to see the world, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, even just in the United States, there's so many fucking crazy places.
Hopefully, this music shit could do it for me, bro. Nah, I ain't saying hopefully.
Yeah,
it will.
You got that.
It will, bro. Yeah, bro. Fuck all that.
No, I think out of all the people that I look at, you know, local people, New Orleans rap, and I hate to, you know, but that's what you are right now, you know, local New Orleans rapper. I see a lot of potential in you.
Oh man,
you know, I see it so much, and I'm like, he wants it. He's putting in the work, and his music sounds fucking great. You know what I mean? Regardless of anything. You know.
I know you probably heard some of my shit, but bro, this new shit I'm working on, bro. I'm telling you, bro. But New York definitely was, these last couple of months definitely was like a part of my life that really changed a lot. Just how I look at shit, just being around art all the fucking time, and just, you know, just how much money is involved into how many people can actually support the vision as well as put the bread behind it. And just, you know, see.
Yeah, right.
And say, yeah, bro, like, I see what you're doing. I fuck with it. Let's put the money behind it, bro.
And just try to make something happen. Because everyone's out there trying to do something. So it's like whereas down here, it's like you got to kind of search for the opportunities. Up there, they're kind of hitting you in the face, I imagine, you know? And like everyone, wait, you make shirts? And then, oh, wait, you're a music producer? And it's like, I feel like it took like a while for me to find, you know, Ricky, you know, like you said, you know, and Saya and you know, you and this kind of group of creatives in New Orleans.
Shout out Saya, man, for sure.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, this is where I was tying it back in, is you said that, you know, New York is like this art city, and I think you mentioned New Orleans. Like, where does that compare, you know? Does that make sense to you? Because I feel like I'm in New Orleans, and I'm like, there's so much, this is such a unique city, and I have no idea why it's not on the map. You know what I mean? It's not LA, it's not New York, and it's not Chicago. It's New Orleans, and I feel like you don't hear about it enough.
It's his own world, bro.
Out here.
Yeah, it's his own world. That attests to like a lot of it. Just it's being his own world. You know, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
Also, bro, it's a very violent city, bro.
Yeah.
And on top of it being a violent city, it's so fucking small, bro. There's not so many cities with. It's just very congested, brother. Like,
we're a tiny space. Like, we're not that large.
Yeah.
Like, LA is massive.
And
New York is small, but like it's got a lot of areas. Like, and
right.
So we need skyscrapers.
We need skyscrapers, bro. We need more Reeves. We need more matcha spots. Nah, let me stop. But for sure, bro, we need all that shit, bro. We need all that shit. Everything New York got, bro, they've been around for the longest, bro. You know, there's so many people. It's been the #1 city since like the country fucking started.
I feel like New Orleans isn't always on like the tour list for artists. Like I feel like like Houston's always on it.
Right?
LA,
why is Houston?
New York.
I mean, but it's because it's kind of fucking like, not to talk shit about New Orleans. It's kind of like a dump sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
it's fucking stank over here, bro.
It stinks. It's bad weather. You know, it's fucking hot. It's muggy, which sucks. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that you could say, but regardless of all that, all of those situations come together. You know, the violence, the fucking harsh conditions. You know,
hurricane,
the unique people. They come together to create the best sort of art, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And I want to be someone from New Orleans that makes it, and I want to put New Orleans on the map for these sorts of reasons. You know what I mean? I want it to be, you know, New Orleans podcaster, whatever, is having an interview with blah blah blah, and I want to show people that there is a lot more to the city than just Bourbon Street and fucking gun violence
and alcohol. Yeah. You know, and it's not like there's not people from the city that's big. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Perry is from down here, bro. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people do make it big and kind of forget about the city. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Are they repping it?
Are they repping it? You know, Tyler Perry made this big ass fucking studio, this recording, you know, movie studio in Atlanta. I'm like, bro, there's so much space in New Orleans.
Bring it back down here.
Come on, man. Give people opportunities. You know, it's a lot of people that do that acting shit. I got a good partner named KC. He's starting to get a lot of roles and shit. He from Baton Rouge and shit, but he based in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But he's starting to do a lot of acting stuff too. I'm trying to get in my acting bag myself. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. I'm trying to make a movie soon,
bro. You know who I really fuck with that do that, like they make their videos look like a fucking movie? Eddie Benz, bro.
Eddie Benz.
Shout out Eddie Benz. Eddie Benz has been on my side with this music shit since I met him, bro.
I never met Eddie.
Bro, I gotta get you around Eddie Benz, bro. Eddie is that guy. Eddie is that guy for sure.
He's good with the camera.
He good with the camera. Eddie and Matt, you know, it's not just Eddie. It's definitely Eddie and Matt. You know, it's Pioneer and shit. But bro, they make real. I'm telling you, bro, they go hard with this shit. So I'm definitely trying to get Eddie to help me with a music video sometime soon. But bro, it's a lot of people, bro. It's a lot of people going down. This whole interview would be me naming people if we were just, you know, talking about people from down here who's talented,
right,
and who could really make this shit happen, bro. Like, it's a lot of people down here, bro.
What do you think? I feel like, I don't know, whenever you think of people that make it in music, I feel like the ones that always come to my mind are like people that form like groups. Is that like a thing of the past? You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, definitely a thing of the past. You know, and that's crazy that you say that because I'm trying to touch on that too. But let me touch on the past. Like, if you see like Hot Boys, UNLV, Big Timers, you know, people like that, bro. Like, they put the city on the map first.
Right.
Like, first. Like, we had bounce music before that, but bounce music wasn't even, you know, it's originated in New Orleans with roots to New York.
Really?
So if you just a little history lesson. I'm a history nerd, bro, by the way.
No, that's good.
But a history lesson is the loop that they got, the Trigger Man loop, that was from New York, bro. That was from New York. I don't want to say the name because I don't want to butcher and say it wrong, but I forgot which group made it. But it came down here to the New Orleans club and bounce scene and DJ scene because they got that loop and they just made it the base for every one of these songs for real. Like, and it just
and that's just like that. That's how you make a bounce song. You start with that loop.
Yeah, you start with that loop. Like, now it's evolved more. You don't really need the loop too much. Mm-hmm. But that was the start of it for sure, bro. Definitely that loop and shit. That Trigger Man loop. That's what they call it. But bro, that changed the whole scene. You know what I'm saying? It gave us a voice. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, it was just violence.
Right.
It was just violence. You know, just being a southern state. You know, just having all that history behind it. Like, yeah. You know, it's a lot of shit they try to demonize us with, but you know, just something like that just one loop, you know, we could use it.
Right.
We
could change
the
all
narrative.
of New Orleans.
Like, bro,
right.
we more than just this violent city. Like,
man, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it.
Somebody got to do it, bro.
And it's gonna be you. It's gonna be you, bro.
It's gonna be all of us, bro.
We're all gonna make it. But we gotta bounce off each other. And this is more so what I'm talking about. Group is sort of like, I think about ASAP, you know, something like that. Like, they were all collectively working towards something. You know, you look at, what is it, Cardi, is it Destroy Lonely?
Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, and Opium.
Right,
yeah,
Opium. Working
yeah.
towards something. And fucking, you know, GBC, Sad Boys, you know, that's
Suicide Boys from down here.
Right. There's a lot, or G59, I guess is
G59, yeah. Scrimmage from my hood, not from my hood, but from 9-4. That's the zip code I rep. Mm-hmm. Scrimmage from Wagabond. I'm from Avondale, so it's like just somebody from that area. Literally, the only person to make it big from rapping in that area was Scrim. You know what I'm saying? And people don't talk about that. Like,
he does rep New Orleans though a lot.
Yeah.
In every one of his songs, you know, all of his songs, Carrollton, fucking whatever. Yeah, I'm sure he has a song.
Because you can say what you want, bro. You can say what you want. Oh, he not from New Orleans, this, that, and the third. He from the West Bank. Oh, he from Canada. He from Metairie, this, that. But, bro, Metairie from, like, downtown New Orleans is, like, 10 minutes, bro. Like, don't you
That's the greater New Orleans area.
Exactly, bro.
That's what, I think you get it confused and you say New Orleans is a small city. But I'm considering Chalmette to almost be part of New Orleans, you know, in a sense.
Yeah, for sure.
The West Bank, you know, pretty much all of the West Bank to be part of New Orleans. Metairie is definitely a part of New Orleans at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, so there is real estate for it to expand as one of these superpowers. You know what I mean?
Definitely real estate, bro.
We need skyscrapers though.
We need skyscrapers, bro. We ain't got enough, bro. We got these bindings on these skyscrapers and shit. These skyscrapers been abandoned since fucking God knows when.
Bruh, that's how I know I made it. Actually, you don't know how I know I made it? Whenever I have one live viewer come to watch this.
Man, for sure, bro.
That would be crazy. You know what I mean? Like someone's like, oh, y'all are shooting?
Oh, I know y'all.
Can I watch? That would be crazy.
I'm telling you, bro. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen sooner or later. You just gotta keep putting that shit into the air, bro. And whenever you feel like, man, this shit not working, bro, I'm giving up. That's when you gotta push harder.
Yeah,
man.
I've heard that.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been thinking about that, bro. And I always hear about people talk about a lot of these like people that made it, and there was like a moment where they had to take a risk. Do you feel like there's and then I'm always in my head, I'm like, do I even have to really take a risk? Because it feels like it's just happening, and I'm putting forth that effort, and I've adjusted my entire life to revolve around this, to where I can make sure that I do this. You know what I mean? And yeah, oh wait, I haven't even mentioned this. This is like the first episode in about a month, which is like a lot for me. It's normally once every 2 weeks, but I was having car troubles, this, that, but we're here now. And we're fucking having a good time.
We're back.
We could talk about troubles. My bad, I'm looking for my lighter. But we could talk about troubles. We could talk about risk. We could talk about all that shit, man, bro. I just got out of jail a month ago, bro. Stupid ass shit. I was in that bitch for like 3 days in St. Bernard Parish.
Oh, fuck. That's the worst place to get arrested.
The worst place to be arrested at, bro. The worst fucking place.
Bro, because I know people in that St. Bernard jail. And not good people.
I'm telling you, people that probably still in that bitch doing the same fucking thing they was doing here, man. Yeah. But you know, God is good. You know, I'm out that jam.
Where's the lighter?
I don't even know. I'm trying to find that bitch. I'm trying to light it up. I don't know where it went. It's just a black hole.
Wait, wasn't it a black lighter?
It was a white one. It's right here. It was the black fucking paint was black, and I'm stupid.
Wait, not the white lighter.
The white. Hey, bad luck Lex, bro.
Oh, okay.
Lex, okay.
Do you believe in luck?
No luck.
Nah, bro, I don't.
I was thinking about this last night. I don't think I believe in it either.
I don't think I'll hustle, no luck, bro.
Yeah, and no luck. Talk about that. Talk about the no luck like mentality. I think that's big.
The no luck mentality definitely came about, you know, just me just being in college and just, you know, like you trying to find a name, but also feeling like, damn, what works for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's my stilo like? And you know, just being there and just like my whole life, I felt like, you know, just the odds been against me. This been the third. No luck, man. You make what you make out of this shit, and you go hard with it. So no luck, all hustle, bro. Always no luck, all hustle.
So that's genuinely what that's about.
That's me.
There's no such thing as luck. It's like it's part of your name. Why did you switch names to SwampMigo, if you don't mind me asking?
Basically, it was mainly just trying to rebrand and just trying to, you know, just try something new. You know what I'm saying? Just be me. How can I be me better than what Bad Luck Lex was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what says, you know, Lex more than, for the people that know me, what says Lex more than SwampMigo?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? SwampMigo, like,
no, that's tough.
Name.
That's
like,
tough as fuck.
Yeah, it's what it is, bro. I'm a Migo, I'm from that swamp, so, you know, I got the camel plant song where you can see the area we in, bro, it's SwampMigo, bro, so.
Yeah, we in the bayou right now.
Something that somebody could read and be like, damn, I see what kind of person he is, SwampMigo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out Swamp Izzo. But that wasn't why. It was definitely just because, you know, I wanted to be like...
Who's Swamp Izzo?
That's Cardi DJ.
Cardi DJ, the guy who's screaming on all the songs.
Yeah.
Swamp Izzo!
That don't sound too familiar to me. But, all right, so there's a segment of the interview show where I ask you 3 words you'd use to describe yourself. And, you know, it takes a little bit of time for most people. Some people could answer right away. But basically, you know, 1 word, and then we'll talk about it, and then go into the next word, and then the next word.
All right, cool.
And if you got to think on it for a minute, that's cool too.
First word, I'm gonna say derelict. You know, just left in a state of just, you know, just bad, just like, you know, just like I said earlier, like New Orleans is just a place that just people got this bad connotation of it. It's left in derelict. The city left in derelict. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's one of the words that you know, describe me as well. But not even just like this dude that come from a bad place, but like the flower that came out the concrete. You know what I'm saying?
Diamond in the rough.
The diamond in the rough. You know, so derelict for sure, man. What's another word, bro? Let me think on this next one, bro. Shit, I gotta think about it.
No, yeah, think about it. I mean, we could talk more about the first word you use, which is
derelict.
Derelict. I've actually never heard that word before. You said something about a city?
Basically, it means like, derelict means like left in a state of like despair.
Yeah.
Just bad.
In very poor condition as a result of disuse and neglect. Or as a noun, a person without a home, job, or property.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. So from New Orleans, would you say most people are derelicts? You know, like we all feel hopeless and in that state of despair?
Hell yeah, bro.
Fuck, man.
Which attests to a lot of like people just, you know, resorting to like crime and just, you know, shit like that.
Right.
You know, shit like that, you know.
The degeneracy.
Yeah,
like post-Katrina. We're all kind of like Katrina babies, like in a way.
We all is Katrina babies, you know. We could talk about Katrina later. I got a plenty of stories. But I found my next word, bro.
All right, what is that?
Vagabond. Vagabond, vagabond, man.
Okay.
Basically, a person with no home, a drifter, basically. You know what I'm saying? A traveler.
Yeah, I mean, the New York to New Orleans, and you're talking about you want to explore. That's sick. So, what makes you that? You know, like, what makes you a vagabond?
Man, bro, for one, my daddy came here on a boat, bro.
Damn.
My daddy came here on a boat from Cuba 3 days and 3 nights, bro, having to fucking duck sharks and shit, having to duck the helicopters that's trying to look for him and this, that, and the third, you know. So my mama, same thing. She from Honduras. She had to come here too. So it's like just all that, bro. Just all that. Just come to one, like just a traveler, somebody that want to just see what the world got to offer and see where I can make my life better at. You know what I'm saying? What can I take from place to place and use it for myself and show the world what have I gathered? What are all the knowledge that I've made? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just basically like this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like I could have been able to have this conversation had I not would have went to place, had I not would have bumped my head, had I not would have went to jail, had I not would have met Ricky. You know what I'm saying? If I would have stayed in my house all day, like I was saying earlier, I wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't have had this opportunity and
at all.
You wouldn't have anything to talk about either.
Wouldn't have nothing to talk about, bro. Last word, bro. I'm gonna try not to think about too. I'm gonna just let the words flow. But a dreamer, bro. A dreamer, bro, for sure. You know, like I said, you know, I come from a family of 2 immigrants. You know, dreams been in my family, been in my blood since as long as I can remember my ancestors. You know, I got that Mayan spirit. I got that Taino spirit in me. I got that Spanish spirit in me. I got all that, bro. So, you know, just a dreamer, bro. What can I make better in this world? Where can I go?
Oh, we're back. And you said your third word was dreamer.
A dreamer, bro. Just a dreamer, bro. Like I said, you know, my whole family, you know, dreamt of being somewhat better than what they was, and just, you know, making this world a better place, and just what could they do for their family, this, that, and the third. So that's definitely, you know, my life too, bro.
So you want to make your family and your life better through your music?
Through my music, bro.
So that means being financially successful from it, and
bro, we still owe like fucking $30,000 on my house and shit, bro. Like my people getting old and shit. Like my sisters, one of them just became a dentist. God bless her.
Yeah.
The other one, she stay in Chicago. She worked like a good high rise office job, you know. So they just, you know, starting to get in positions to where they could help my family out and shit. But just me too, bro. You know what I'm saying too? Like just because they in positions of power don't mean I can't be in positions of power either, bro. So,
right. And if anything, that gives you more of a reason to strive bigger. They've made it. You know you could do that.
Come on, bro.
Now striving for something, you know, they're doing whatever they want to do. You do whatever you want to do and achieve it. And it sounds like you got a family full of successful people.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I'm
what
blessed,
I mean?
bro. I'm blessed, brother.
And so you're gonna be one of them.
For sure, bro. I already know, son. I can't wait. I really can't wait, bro. I can't fucking wait at all, son. But just like I said, just being around just enough people. Cause like honestly, bro, I'm the only artist in my family.
Right.
My sisters was never like the type to, you know, they brain power. They more brain power without even trying. They fucking geniuses.
Yeah.
But I was always definitely like not the black sheep, you know, but kind of the black sheep. Like just, you know, the different one in the family. Always bumping their head, always going through this, that, and the third, you know, dropping out of school, going to LSU, dropping out, like all that shit, you know, all played a part. So
definitely. You're the artist. And sometimes that path isn't always clear.
Fuck no.
You know, it's a long path where
too long, bro.
You gotta have faith in yourself, and there's never a guarantee
at all
that shit is gonna work out. But that's kind of one of the more beautiful things about the process is you're doing it for you, and you're doing it because it's the only thing you probably could do. You know what I mean? It's like the only thing you want to even do.
Exactly.
Like working a regular 9 to 5 wouldn't fucking right. It's not gonna fucking satisfy you in the same way that, you know, someone else that wanted to be a dentist went to school to be a dentist.
But at the same time, you need money. You
know right.
You need money. It's a capitalist environment. It's a capitalist world. So you need money, bro. So it's like you could go in and hone in and bet on yourself 100%, and that's always good too. You know what I'm saying? But I always definitely like try to, you know, play my cards the right way and know what I have in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm still live with my parents, bro. Like,
no, that's valid.
I still live with my parents, bro. You know, for a reason too. I could have been moved out, did this, that, and the third, bro. But it's like, why move out? Why do this when I had these people helping me? And that's what they came here for. Essentially, was for somebody like me. I could be good in the future and do whatever I want, but at the same time be a worker too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Work hard.
If you
work hard, not saying that I have to be in a 9 to 5, but work for what I want. You know what I'm saying? Work for a better life, bro.
No, it's that Cuban blood.
That Cuban blood, bro. Scarface, bro.
Oh yeah.
Push it to the limit, man.
So I heard that you have an other art interest.
Yeah.
You like music, or not music? Obviously, you like music, but you like movies.
I love movies, bro.
Yeah. Do you have some favorites?
Ooh. I love it. I love movies, bro. I got a couple of favorites. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, bro.
Oh, take your time.
You said one, Scarface. That's like the one.
That's the one. I ain't gonna lie. That's the one. That's the one for me. Like, it's kind of cliche because I love a lot of movies. I got a ton of different favorites, like probably shit you never even heard of too. But it's like Scarface, bro. That's the one, bro. That movie just made me want to get money, bro. Get money and be the best who I could be. You know. I mean, he still died then. He could kill that then, but it's like you gotta fight for something, bro.
Yep. You know
what I'm saying? You won't be at home all day and doing this, doing that, but you gotta fight for something, bro. Even if it gets you killed. So,
die trying.
Hell yeah, bro. They killed Jesus, man.
Yeah, true.
They literally killed Jesus, bro.
And all he was doing was spreading positivity.
Spreading love, bro. Spreading love, man. So what you think they gonna do us, bro? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Scarface for sure. I really like Interstellar, bro. Interstellar changed my life.
I heard that's a great thing. Is I don't watch movies at all,
bro.
So it's hard for me to like. But I heard Interstellar was good,
bro. Interstellar's that one. I had to watch that bitch like maybe like 3 times to understand 100% what the fuck was going on. I know Ricky watched that movie a couple of times, but like, bro, like
that's just
the message.
Movie.
This is a good movie. You know, the message was great. But also like movies that like are very straightforward to the point, and you know, like for example, Sicario. I really love Sicario because it's like, okay, it's a cartel versus government movie. You know, it's very straight to the point, but the way they shot that motherfucker, bro, like the way they shot that bitch, bro, insane. Like I never knew somebody could shoot an action movie like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like a completely unique art form every producer has, and that's why I bring it up. Is like there's a lot more art forms around us than we realize. I mean, obviously movies, music, those are super obvious. You know, painting is obvious, but there's stuff that is art that we don't even realize, and there's so many different people trying to make it and so many artists out there, and you might be an artist and you don't realize it. You know, in your everyday life, you might be creating something, and I think if you could be more conscious of, I'm creating this with intention. You know, whatever I'm creating, I think it could be a benefit to everyone's life.
Fucking right. In some way.
Yep.
In some way, even if it's like gut wrenching, I can't watch it. This, then, the third. Somebody gonna look at that bitch and be like, "Motherfucker cooking."
Yep.
That motherfucker was cooking.
If you can connect to at least one person, that's what I always say. If one person watches this video and they feel a little bit better about, you know, we'll do a little transition here. Mental health issues, you know what I mean? How has that affected you? And we'll just start that very general, very broad. You know, have you had mental health issues in the past?
Man, bro, plenty of times I've been down on my dick, you know. And my answer a lot of the times have been different, you know, for this part of life. I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of it has been dealing with, like, you know, substance abuse and just not being and not feeling who you are and just not feeling better than yourself and just feeling like you worthless and this, that, and the third. But it takes a great mind and a strong mind to get out of that and be like, man, fuck that. That's just these demons trying to play tricks on me, man. The devil, the greatest liar, bro.
Yeah.
The greatest liar. So it's like, you can succumb to all that and be the worst you can be, or you can fight a little bit, just a little bit. Just try to fight a little bit and get out that situation. And now you got a story to tell for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And now you can inspire everybody around you and just be like, man, this motherfucker had it the worst. Like, this motherfucker had it bad. Ricky knows him. I done been in his crib itching.
Yep.
Itching all them fucking perks. Itching. Hey, Ricky, give me some water. Give me another shirt. Give me a tank top, bro. I'm itching bad, son. You hear me? And it's like, at the time, it's like people love you, but you go home and you think, you like, man, I shouldn't put people in these positions, like, to even think, oh, this dude this, or this, that, and the third. Even when it's not even that with them. Like, I know Ricky love me, but it's like, me as a human, and just that being that Pisces always in the clouds, like, I'm always just thinking like, damn, bro, like, I shouldn't even put bro in that position to look at me like this day even.
Right. Like, it's a little bit embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, even when I know he not looking at me like that. Even when I know, bro, I love you so much, I want you to just do better. I don't give a fuck about none of this. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Even when somebody just screaming to you at your face and like just being the worst, just embracing them and being like, bro, I love you, bro. I know you tripping right now, son.
Right.
You know, instead of just all throwing it away, you know what I'm saying? I love you, Ricky, son.
Do you
I
think
love Ricky, bro.
Part of you not wanting Ricky to see you like that is because you want Ricky to see you in that successful sort of light or something like that? Like, you want him to be inspired by you,
bro.
So especially because you know, you're over here calling Ricky a savant. Is like, he clearly has had influence on, you know, your rap career in a lot of ways. So for him to see you like that has to, like you said, be a little bit
fuck
embarrassing.
With him, yeah, right. You gotta fuck with him mentally too. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, that's not good, bro. Like I said, like, bro, this man has changed my life. Like, me as an artist, before I was with Ricky, I'm making these half-ass mixes, like, just not doing shit with him. Just, you know, like I said, before I met him and getting the presets that he got and shit like that, and just what he got going on, mixed it with everything I got going on, it made something beautiful, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I thank him for it. And he's brought me around so many more people that have also contributed to my life and my just career and just making my shit way better. Like, bro, Ryan came down. Was it for your birthday, Ricky? He came down, Ryan?
I forgot.
I think it was for release party.
Yeah.
Release party. He came down, Ryan from Canada, bro, came down to support my son Ricky for a release party. And he put me on these fucking Ukrainian drill artists, bro.
Really?
Like, some shit
that shit sounds tough.
Some shit I never heard about.
Shout out Ryan, bro. He's got like the craziest like taste. He finds like a dude with 1,000 listeners who's like the craziest artist you've ever heard.
Bro, I swear to God, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this going on? But within me listening to these Ukrainian drill artists, I peep they producers they got. Like, I'm listening to the lyrics, but at the same time, I'm listening to the art, and I'm like, bro, these motherfuckers, these beats, who is these people making these beats?
Yeah.
And that's how I got my producer team, bro. Like, I listen to all the Ukrainian drill artists, like, who they got producing they shit. And, you know, I went in and connected with all the producers, and now I finally...
The Ukrainian producers?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
I finally be able to say I got my own team. And it was something I dreamt about, bro. I always, back in, like, 2020, I was always like, bro, once I find my producer team and I can stop going on YouTube and looking up type beats, it's going to change the whole dynamic of everything.
It feels, you know, Ricky might have been one of the first people that were on your side,
Bro.
But there's a weight lifted off
So
of
much.
your shoulder whenever, you know, I have Ricky out here and he can help me with camera. It's like I don't have to think about it in the back of my head. It allows me to focus more on the art, you know, that I'm creating. If you have a group of people around you that believe in you, you know, it can only be beneficial towards everything you're trying to achieve.
Hey, how y'all doing, buddy? I'm sorry to interrupt y'all.
You're good. You can come in.
Good.
I was looking for. I haven't been out here in a long time. I was looking for the bike rentals.
The bike runners, y'all know what that's at?
Like I know they got the blue bikes down.
Yeah, we're looking for the little the side by side looking pedal bikes.
Shucks.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, brother.
I would drive around a little more. I can't even think. I mean, I saw someone passing by in a pedal bike.
Okay. Well, you saw them passing, we right now.
Right.
You're in a good area.
Maybe this parking lot over here.
Okay.
Back.
Keep going down the street.
Yeah, I would just.
Yeah, it kind of loops, so I'm
Yeah,
sure you'll see
you could look
something.
All
around
right,
for
buddy.
it.
Hey, thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
man. All
Have
right.
a good one. Yesterday, I met a man named Ronnie. I want to have him on the pod. But I met this guy named Ronnie. He came up to me. And
Shout out Ronnie, man.
This is a quick random story because, you know, we just had an interaction with a random person. And I love that type of shit. You know what I mean? Maybe that one wasn't very eventful or
Nah, that one good. Fuck it.
substantial, you know. But this guy Ronnie came in yesterday, or I was on my lunch break, and he opens up this tall boy. And he's like, "You want this? I'm about to go into that bar. You know." I'm like, "Oh, I can't. I'm on the clock right now."
How old is he?
62.
Oh, I love them old motherfuckers, bro. I love them.
And he's like, "Yep, I'm just down in New Orleans after 19 years.
Ooh.
My wife passed away from cancer 2 years ago, and so I left everything behind in Utah. And I moved back down here." And he was telling me this story about, basically, I've explained it a few times, so it might not have its oomph that, you know, it has previously. Because he was just like telling me his life story, and he was telling me how he was 13 years old, living in Alabama, like some real hick ass shit, you know, throwing hay bales over his shoulder and shit. And he said that one day his mom told him, he said, "If you don't leave the house right now, your father's gonna kill you."
Oh shit.
So I don't know if he got into some shit or said some shit to his mom and dad was gonna kill him. But he said he hitchhiked all the way from Alabama to New Orleans as a 13-year-old, and he stopped on like St. Charles and Lee Circle or somewhere over there. And he went into a bar. His trucker told him to go meet up with. I'm just saying, there's beautiful people in New Orleans. Is really all I'm trying to get at.
Vagabond, bro. He really got the fucking was like, man, fuck it. I'm about to get the fuck. My dad said he gonna. I ain't about to stay around for that shit.
Right, and he said he was. The last thing he told me, I got his number. Last thing he told me was like, "If you need anything at all, let me know. If you ever get into trouble, let me know. I'll show up strapped up. But once I leave, you don't know me." I was like, "What the fuck? How the fuck do we?"
Ronnie, you say his name is?
Yeah, Ronnie.
Shout out Ronnie, bro.
No, real one.
Real one for sure. I fuck with Ronnie, bro. It's like I love that shit, bro. It's like I said, he ain't want to stick around and see what the fuck his dad had waiting for him, bro. It's
Right,
like,
and imagine he did. I mean, he might still be on that farm, fucking.
bro, he might be dead.
Right, he could. Well, yeah, I guess probably that would be what would happen.
He
'Cause,
probably be dead.
right, and so he got out of the situation.
He ain't know where to go. He came all the way down here, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and I feel like it's the best place to land. You know, there's
For a
so
lot of people, bro.
like there's it. A lot of people feel, what is that word that describes despair?
Derelict.
A lot of people
Feel
are
like their life is
derelict,
derelict, yeah.
their life is in derelict. That are from here because, you know, it's a poor economy, government's fucked up, all that shit.
Corrupt.
But I think it takes someone in those fucked up situations to look past that and say, although this place is fucked up, there's a lot of opportunity all around. That camera stopped, huh, Ricky?
Yeah, a while ago.
The phone camera's working though, huh?
Yep.
All right, cool. But yeah, so
All right, we're back recording on here.
All right, there's a lot of opportunity all around us. You know what I mean? And I feel like so many people that I know are like, man, I just can't. Not to say whatever about you. You know, you have your reasons. You have ties up in New York.
Go ahead.
But I know people that are like, man, I just want to get out of here. I'm so fucking depressed. I just want to go to Colorado, or I just want to go to Texas. Oh, I just want to go here. And I'm like, if you're not happy here, you're not going to be happy anywhere. Yeah, there's life changes that can cause, different mindset. That shit,
You gotta soak up as much as you can before you get up and go, bro. I'm big on that.
It's not about where you're at. I mean, it's about who you are. It's what you make out of a shitty situation. If you can be happy in New Orleans, then you could be happy anywhere.
Anywhere, bro. Even just like me, like I feel like I had to get the fuck. I was gonna get in trouble just staying down here. Even though I came back and literally got into trouble, the main thing I was avoiding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, bro. Like people feel like I agree on that, bro. I feel like you have to be happy down here, bro. But at the same time, bro, you need change in your life, bro.
Right.
You need change in your life. You need to be like, man, fuck that, man. I need to get the fuck out of here. I need to try something different because I've been in this house. I've been around the same people for said amount of time. You need to try something different, bro. You have to.
Yeah, I agree. Switching things up could never be bad,
Ever, never.
But to think that you don't gotta fuck with it no more, Ricky.
I think it's like about to die anyway.
Yeah. I got extra batteries in the bag, but just don't fuck with it. As long as the phone is working.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I think it's absurd to think that changing your environment will, like, if you're a depressed motherfucker that just hates their life, I think changing your environment isn't like just gonna fix all your issues. Is really what I'm trying to say.
Not all your issues. Nah. It'll fix some. You'll definitely find clarity somewhere else.
Right.
If you can't find it in one place. But like all your issues, fucking because I was still dealing with a lot of the same shit I was dealing with down here in New Orleans.
Exactly. That's what I'm really trying to get at. Is like,
but at the same time, it was like it was easier for me to get out them what's the word, like just habits and just when I'm somewhere
which
else,
we're holding you back from being happy.
Right. So
right.
I'm easy. It's easy to when you have other stimulus available to you, to where you could just change your life and just change what you're doing and shit like that, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, travel the world, see the world.
Bro,
if you could go to
this world big, bro.
If you go to any country, where are you going?
Right now, I want to go to Spain.
Really? Oh, Spain. You were talking about graffiti earlier. Is it Spain or is it Portugal? One of the countries over there in Western Europe, they don't have like graffiti laws, or maybe it's a city over there, and there's just graffiti everywhere. They don't take it down, and it's like, obviously, it just evolved into these beautiful fucking murals that, like the greatest artists from all around the world come to paint.
That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, and it's like that's what happens whenever you prevent the government or whatever from like, disabling artists. Like,
man, because it's just old motherfuckers. It's just old motherfuckers, bro. All these motherfuckers just want is money for themselves and Star Wars and all that bullshit. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So why Spain, though?
I feel like it'd be easy for me to talk to people over there just because I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Also, just just being in a different country, being in Europe, bro. Like, just being in Europe and just trying to find new shit. Just, I don't know. I feel like Spain would be a good starting point for me, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And oh wait, I wanted to touch on something. Talking about foreign affairs, you got your team of Ukrainian producers,
right?
And they're making. Are they mixing your vocals and shit? Or are they making the beats?
They make the beats,
and they're fire ass beats. There's something to be said, which we're tying this back into being from New Orleans, which isn't like the best city to live in, but there's something to be said about these motherfuckers from Ukraine making these crazy ass beats while they're in war. Good art comes from pain, emotion, happiness, sadness, just comes from these intense emotions. And that you could say there's a lot of that in New Orleans. Like, you could say, obviously it's not a war-torn country, but there is that pain, the gun violence, the corrupt government. Great art is going to come from here. You know what I mean?
Always, bro.
It's going to come from the cities that feel hopeless. Like the only thing, I can't fucking do anything with my life. All I can do is make this beat right now.
Come on, bro.
I can't do anything with my life, but I can put a few rap lyrics over this and be hopeful. You know, because that's the people that need to be the most hopeful.
Fucking right, bro.
And it's the people that have seen the most miracles in their lives. You know what I mean?
Exactly, brother. I already know exactly what you're saying, bro.
Good.
That's that esoteric nature, bro, in people, bro. And that's my group. That's my group. These my guys, man. I'm also like now I'm not just a solo act no more, bro. It's me, my partner Gully, my partner Trunks, and my partner Luke, bro. We all esoteric nature, bro. Just being esoteric, you know, just being able to just see every walk of life, just every path of life, and just not demonize it. What can I gain? What can I gain from knowledge from it? What can I use for my life? And how can I teach somebody else about this without them getting the same demonizing rhetoric that they getting from other people that don't know really what the fuck they talking about.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you studied it for years, this, then the third. You might not even know what the fuck you talking about. Still.
Right.
Like,
well, yeah, it's like being open-minded.
being
Is what
open-minded,
it sounds like.
basically being open-minded, and how do I use that knowledge to perfect my life, perfect people around others, and just know what's actually going the fuck on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you said you got your group. Is this other rappers now? That
Yeah, bro. Trunks, man. Trunks, my partner Gully. I'll give you their Instagram names and all that too, man. They definitely deserve interviews too, bro. But
from down here?
From down here, bro.
Okay.
From down here.
Cool.
Gully and Trunks, they was the main ones on my side, because before they came down back to New Orleans, they was in New York doing the same thing I was doing, but they was out there for a little bit longer than I was.
Yeah.
So when I was out there, bro, they was just coaching me through everything, bro.
Coaching how to exist in New York,
how to exist,
in general,
where to go, who to talk to. Like,
I want to go to New York, man.
Man, bro, let's go, bro. Let's go, bro.
We could film one of these episodes out there
on a fucking rooftop.
In the fucking subway and on a rooftop. I don't know the vibe. On a rooftop, if that's the vibe.
Central Park, subway, anywhere at the park.
Central Park, to be honest.
Central Park. We in City Park, Central Park. But yeah, bro, you already know what the fuck going on. But like, just they was the ones coaching me through that and just telling me, bro. When I was feeling down, I was like, bro, fuck this, man. People pissing me off. They was like, bro, just push through it, push through it, push through. You know, I had to come back home, you know, because push came to shove. But they was the main ones telling me, bro, like,
figure it out,
bro. We was out there till we going through the exact same. We was going through the exact same shit you was going through. This, that, and the third. So, you know, and I came back down. Just started making hits with him, bro, and just working hard with him, bro. And they taught me a lot, bro. I feel like my whole thing is, because ever since I got out of jail, bro, I lost a lot of friends, bro.
Really?
For the better, definitely for the better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
I still love them, but I lost a lot of friends, bro.
Tighten up your circle. Just
tighten up, bro. I don't got too many partners no more, bro.
Yeah.
But they was the ones for sure, like, just holding me down and just letting me know, like, just, you know, I'm here for you. Like, we the ones, bro. Esoteric nature, bro. Like, don't give up. This, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So they was the ones really just being up for me. I feel like just with my other partners that I used to be cool with, I feel like I was always the ones putting them on shit, telling them about life and, you know,
right,
being the knowledgeable person. But me as a person, I'm a student, bro.
Right,
like,
you want to learn.
I always want to learn, and I was always just tired of being around people I feel like I couldn't learn with.
You couldn't learn from,
or couldn't teach me.
You've absorbed what you can from them, and that's all right. And it's time to move on to a new facet.
Exactly,
for
bro.
This knowledge that you're seeking.
Like I said, I still love them. Now I don't want to demonize nobody or try to put a bad name on nobody, because that's not what it is, bro. I still love my partners, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just in life right now, I can't be around all that.
Yeah, no, that's valid. No, I mean, I'm sure they understand.
They understand, bro. They understand, you know what I'm saying? Some might not. And
especially getting caught up, too, you know?
That shit change your life, bro.
Yeah.
That shit change your life. I wasn't supposed to be in that predicament, bro. But I'm my own man, and I take every hit, every lick on the chin. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Whoa.
But
hold up.
But for real though, bro, like I'm my own man, bro. I'm really my own man.
Right,
And
you're responsible for your own.
I'm responsible for everything, bro. But it's like I had to let go of shit, bro. Nobody come out of jail and do the same shit they was doing. At least no smart motherfucker do.
I think a lot of people do wind up
And
getting out
and doing the same shit. Yeah, but I'm saying no smart motherfucker gonna come out of jail and do the same shit they was doing. Come on now, bro. Like,
no, I mean.
So I had to change my life, brother. I really had to change my life, bro. And like I said, shout out to all my old friends. I still love them. I don't hate nobody, brother. But I just had to. Look, bro, only bosses and their losses, bro. I'm not done with it, but OBEL, this is what I came up with in New York. OBEL, only bosses and their losses, bro, because that's facts.
Wait,
that's
clothing
facts.
brand coming out?
Maybe. But it's just my tag for right now. I got one right there on the fucking, on this sign right here. I got one. I just laid one down before I, But, yeah, bro, only bosses and their losses, bro, for real, though. Like, so I take every lick as a man. I stood tall through it all. What can I learn from my mistakes? How can I be better? How can I inspire others, bro? The flower coming through the concrete, brother. Just being different, like
through the pothole.
Yeah, just these last 6 months have been something I've never been through before, bro. Like going to New York, being out there for such a month, bro. I did everything I wanted to do in New York, bro. I fell in love. I picked up a different habits, bro. I fucking got a job, played sports, like made music, made videos. Like I did everything I wanted to do in New York, bro.
You rode the metro?
Rode the metro. Come on, man. I did everything.
How are the women?
Oh, beautiful, bro.
Really?
Beautiful, bro.
Ah, you ever been in love?
Bro, yeah, I actually fell in love in New York, bro, for real.
That's the first time, or?
Not my first time.
Yeah.
My second time, perhaps.
Okay. Mayhaps.
But I don't know. I felt I met my mirroring image. I met that out there.
No, that's the goal, right?
I had a lead and that hurt me a lot too. But like I said, bro, I did everything, bro. Like. I did everything I had to do out there, so I don't regret leaving. I don't regret nothing. I want to come back. Everything happened for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
But, bro, like I came out there, like I said, that changed my life. Come back out here, spent 3 days in jail. You know what I'm saying? My people had to go through the ringer trying to get me out that bitch. And just being a person, bro. Just being a person. Being, like, my group 2, Esoteric Nature, like, just having them, like, me being a part of something that's bigger than me now.
Exactly.
Now, like I said, it's not just me no more. It's a group of 4 people.
That's what I was talking about. GBC, Sad Boys, ASAP. It feels like everyone that makes something, like I feel like they have their group. And then whether it's like, oh, one person really blew up from this group, it's not about that. It's like about surrounding yourself with people with similar views, similar art takes that are going to push you harder than just like having these casual relationships with, whoever else is in the city making music. You know what I mean?
Come on, bro.
It's like it's about being pushed by like-minded people,
Exactly.
And I need to find that for me. Oh shit.
They having fun out there, but they having a party.
It doesn't sound like fun to me.
A good team is always greater than the sum of its parts.
Yes.
Hell yeah, Rickard. But I got so many names for this man, bro. Bro, but
what you got there?
I don't know.
I'm blessed, bro.
I'm cooking.
I'm blessed to say the least. God has provided me with a lot, bro. I won't say I'm very religious. I will say I'm very spiritual. I got my own connection with God. I always felt like religion and money, those two are always justified to, produce war and misery and all that, just
for control.
I'm a history nerd, bro. I know about all this shit. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, so it's like I know all that. But like I said, Esoteric Nature is knowing what's going on and what has went on already, and how can I use that to make it something better? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what means? Like, how can I make what better? If you don't mind me asking, or just Esoteric. It's learning from your mistakes, essentially, or
learning from your mistakes, learning from others' mistakes, learning why people think something is bad, and is it really bad, or people just
or they just taboo about it?
Yeah, they just taboo about it. You get it, bro. It's not hard to understand what Esoteric Nature really is, bro. So it's really just all that, bro. Like just what people think this world should be
versus what it actually should be.
versus what it actually should be. But nobody ever knows what it actually should be, bro.
Right. Well, there's something to be said. There is no. Is good. What time are we at?
I don't know. I can't see the time. I think we're close to an hour, maybe.
All right. We'll keep going for a little bit.
We go like another good 20, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Hey. Well, it's fucking hot. Like 15,
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Another 5. Another 5.
5:10. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah, we could. Yeah.
We're at
15 at
the
most.
hour mark. That's normally solid.
Cause bro, I be feeling. Don't you ever feel like you do these interviews and it's like, bro, you haven't even scratched the surface with motherfuckers.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's not enough time to encapsulate everything. By any means, and that's crazy because it's like the longest form content that you can get is about an hour long. On YouTube, nobody's watching a 2-hour long video. Nobody's watching. I mean, unless it's like someone that you really, really, really.
Let's talk about that, bro. Who you fuck with? Like who like podcasters and shit? Like people who you like? Who you like?
Most of the time, I really don't watch a lot of podcasts.
Like even like clips and shit. Like even like the short clips that you see and shit. Like who do you like to watch?
I like to watch video essays about philosophy.
Hell yeah.
That's mainly what I like to watch. Basically, just talking about the weird nature of the world, the weird nature of the way humans function in it. Just like keeps me on my feet, always questioning what's around me.
You very esoteric nature, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like you very esoteric nature, brother.
I feel like the second that you got something figured out in your head is the second you stop growing.
Boy.
You know what I mean?
Boy, for real.
Because you can't learn if you already got something figured out. Oh, I already know how to do that.
I already know how to do that. Just being stubborn.
Right. But there's a better way.
Ignorant.
I don't need to know a better way. I got my way. My way works.
You know who I really fuck with, bro? Sean Ryan, bro. You ever heard of Sean Ryan?
Never heard of him.
Bro, that motherfucker nice, bro.
What is it? Is it
nice. He is an ex-Navy SEAL.
Okay. Is he bald?
Yeah.
I think
He's like the guy who interviews all the
diplomats, all like the war people.
all the like ex special forces guys.
He's kind of tan.
Yeah. He kind of has like a monotone
kind of looks
voice.
like a little gremlin almost. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too descriptive.
He interviewed like big people, bro. I think he interviewed like Trump before.
Oh, for sure, probably.
Yeah, he interviewed
but what is it? Motivational? Is it?
Nah, it's just basically like, and it's another thing. People don't watch the news no more. People like to watch these podcasts because these podcasts, they don't got these big corporations. I don't want to say the fucking name, but they don't got these people behind them fucking pushing an agenda and saying and forcing them to say what the fuck they got to say, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
The
is
deep
true.
state or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
You got to be a little hesitant though, because you got to think there's are these podcasters being influenced a little bit? You know what I mean?
Some of them are.
Right.
Some of them are, but like for example, like people will listen to Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Sean Ryan, because they could trust these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They could trust them. They're not lying.
It's not like Fox News lied to me. It's like Joe Rogan lied to me. So you have to. There's responsibility there.
There's accountability.
Right. Accountability.
Just one guy.
There's accountability. Like you find Joe Rogan in the street, you're gonna be like, "Say, bro,
Right.
what's this shit you was talking about?" And it's
Right.
not ever that because he trying to help people. At least I think he is.
Right.
Versus like you find whoever the fuck Anderson Cooper from CNN. I don't even think he's still with him no more, but you find them on the street, be like, "Bro, what the fuck you talking about, bro? This is script I had, and I had fucking a million producers. A meeting before this news segment that you
Right.
seen. Tell me what the fuck to say."
That's the
It's
same with Tucker Carlson. Fox News got sued for billions of dollars because they were knowingly lying. And the group chat leaked when Tucker was like, "Man, I can't lie that I can't say I like Trump. I hate doing this shit."
And now he has
was
his
lying.
own podcast, bro. And now
he can like
now
say
he
all
can
the
say the
crazy shit
truth,
he
bro.
wants.
He could go crazy. Ricky,
I see what
Ricky
you're
know what's
saying,
up, bro.
yeah.
Ricky know what's up. So yeah, like those are people I love to watch, bro. That's fine. What's the inspiration behind it?
I don't know. Like I said, most of the time whenever I get out here, I just start putting paint on the page, and I feel like it's weird because I don't think of anything whenever I'm painting, but it always winds up looking similar in nature. You know what I mean?
for
I feel
sure.
like there's a theme of the things that I paint, And yeah. All right, we'll talk about one more thing. Did you hear about yesterday? There was a Neuralink conference that was like 3 hours long, and they're thinking about doing human trials within the next year, like open to the public. And that's like an actual thing that's gonna happen. How do you feel about all that crazy shit?
See, look, if my mama was here with me, she'll be like, Mark of the Beast, 666, Mark of the Beast, Mark of the Beast, Mark of the Beast. But me, like I said, esoteric nature is trying to understand that.
Okay,
and why do we need this in this world? You know what I'm saying? Why do people want to make this a thing? You know, that's my type of thought behind that. You know,
That's very valid. I wouldn't have went there, but like I see what you're saying. Is like, why are we so hesitant to it? Just because we don't understand it
just because we don't understand what the fuck going on.
doesn't mean
Except
that we
for
have
taking the 30 minutes to go do your research or talk about somebody who knows something about it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
I think it's just like the religious people and this and that are hesitant. You know, and I'd say I'm scared of something like that. You know,
Me, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna put no Neuralink in my head. I ain't with it.
but it doesn't mean that you have to
you know,
say that it's horrible.
Yeah, or shit on a person that won't have a Neuralink in their head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like if it can help a disabled person like live a better life, then like
Yeah, bro.
Well,
yeah,
I always
it helps.
view those sorts of things and try to view them in like a duality aspect. Is like, yes, this is going to help a lot of people, but what's the other side of it? Where does this get misused? Where does this?
Right. I watch too many movies, bro. I watched too many movies,
like iRobot and shit,
bro. Fucking Terminator, like, come on, bro, like,
bro, you're gonna be at your child's birth, and there's gonna be diaper ads in your face, like as you're watching your child be born.
They were talking about there's the one that they're releasing right now for test trials is it has augmented reality. So like, you know, like on Snapchat you can have like the dancing Shrek. Like you'd be able to just turn one of those motherfuckers on using your brain. And it's
y'all
like,
gotta watch this movie, bro. Nicolas Cage was in it. I think it's called like Dream Scenario or some shit like that. Dream Situation, Dream Scenario. And I don't want to spoil the movie, but fuck, something that happened in the movie, basically like they able to control collective dreaming.
oh,
So basically like I could pop up in your head and fucking promote my song while you dreaming.
holy shit!
You know what I'm saying? Like shit
that
like
we got to
that.
get on that quick.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, where do we draw the line where it's like,
This is my private.
this is my privacy, this is my dream, this is my realm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
So
fucked up.
you gotta ask yourself all them questions when you think about shit like that, like with the AI and shit. I always said people not gonna lose their job to AI, they gonna lose the job to the motherfucker that know how to use AI.
Right.
But at this point, the shit fucking speeding up so quick. It's like, damn, who is gonna have a job at the end of all this? Like,
Right. Well, I think it comes down to, I mean, they're already replacing Taco Bell workers. You know, every single time you go to the Taco Bell, you don't got to talk to a single person.
They got the
Ricky
AI
knows.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
100 tacos, 100 chalupas, 100 fucking Baja Blast. One moment, please. And they connect it to the real person.
And
Like,
it starts stuttering. And
how
shit.
much of that are we gonna have in the future when it's like, come on, bro?
Right. Whenever the all right.
Or is
how
it gonna
recent? How recent?
Or is it gonna be like to the T where you could tell the AI and they know exactly what the fuck they pick up on every nuances in your conversation? They're like, wait, they reading between the lines of what you're saying and everything. Like, oh, it's so much, bro.
How recently would you say AI like came out to the public use? What is it, like a year, 2 years, 3 years?
3 years, 4 years.
It's been a minute, but you think within those 3 years, Taco Bell has put that shit in the drive-thru. Where are we gonna be in 3 more years?
Right.
Where are we gonna be in 9 years?
There
I
was
don't get it.
There was this one AI company that got exposed that it was just being run by like 50 Indian dudes in a building.
For what was the?
It was like a language model, a large language model.
Okay. Oh, so they were just responding
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Bro, these Indian motherfuckers be running the world, bro. You look at these Twitter pages and shit, they be ran by like Indian motherfuckers and shit. Like, they be blackfacing and shit like that. It'd be funny, bro. I'm always going on Twitter and seeing some crazy shit. And honestly, bro, Twitter, I be trying to stay off that bitch sometimes, bro, because that bitch really be fucking with my head, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Social media in general, just doom scrolling and all that shit, like, I don't know. All that shit play a mind. And you know, the people that's controlling all that shit, they know that shit. And they in a meeting every day. How can we make this shit more to where we controlling them? I don't want to have a tinfoil hat on, but that's what I like to think about, you know.
No, that's not even tinfoil hat. I think that's super valid. I think every single person that has TikTok, has Instagram, has Facebook, understands. We all understand that these social media apps are bad for us. You know, but I don't think until very recently I watched this one video. It's basically like a sex therapist talks about why men over 30 aren't having sex anymore, and I was like, oh, that's an interesting video. But it wound up. I clicked on the video, and it was so much more insightful than I thought it was going to be, because it was really about people aren't having sex because they're so emotionally drained from watching TikTok and Facebook Reels and social media. Social media is designed to emotionally drain you to where after you're done scrolling, you're just sitting there like this, and then you have your partner next to you, and you're like, oh babe, let's do something, and y'all are both so
it's
tired.
not realistic.
Y'all are both so tired at this point. All y'all can do is watch TV together now,
right?
And it's like, where's the human connection? Where's the? And you were mentioning that companies want you to be drained, so I think that's very related. You know what I mean?
Bro, I seen this one ad that was like, shout out the Instagram ads that be going against the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not the when you go in the comments and they be like, no thanks, Diddy, or some shit like that. Yeah. Shout out the ones that actually going against the system and telling you what the fuck going on. I seen this one ad that was talking about your phone. They think a phone is just a phone, bro. No, your phone is a fucking multi-billion-dollar fucking military weapon, like, and it has rays coming out and all these fucking radiation and this, that, and the third,
like 5G shit,
all that, but not just that, like,
right.
It's more than just 5G,
but more
like,
on that kind of same.
And where do you put your phone when you look at that bitch? It's in front of your face. When
in front of your face,
somebody, it's right there to your head, and you got this technology that fucking that it emits these transitions and these transmissions
and radiation
and
shit.
It goes through your head and this, that, and it's like, bro, people think, man, they don't got nothing to do with it, but bro, like, that, it definitely has something to do with it, bro.
You're
like,
right.
We're humans, bro. We
weren't designed to have a radioactive device on us at all time that's emitting all these fucking random.
We wasn't meant for that, bro. So
right, and where do you keep it? Near your most sensitive regions. You know, most of the time,
bro.
It's in your pocket. It's in your back pocket.
You got lymph nodes all over your body.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, you can't escape. You can't escape where you put your phone at. But you need that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
You need it, bro.
To function.
You need it to make.
I've been
money.
thinking about going to a flip phone, to be honest.
For real.
But I watch too much YouTube. That's the thing. Is like, I am so deeply inspired by YouTube. That's the one thing that keeps me having an iPhone, because I watch YouTube to go to sleep. I watch YouTube on my way to work. I watch YouTube on my lunch break.
You watch that bit on you be driving and watching YouTube?
Wait, I shouldn't have said that. Fuck. I listen, but I'm watching, but I'm really just listening. You know what I mean? Because I am watching the philosophy videos. So it's more about what they're saying. Which
what you like to read, bro? I've been, bro. My feed lately has been straight Dostoevsky, fucking Dostoevsky, fucking Kafka.
What's his name? Dostoevsky.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to say his name, but I think it's Dostoevsky, bro. But bro, that's all been my feed lately. I've started White Knights, and he's a real dreamer, bro. He's in the clouds all the fucking time. So it's like I try to see what's up, see what he talking about and shit. And the motherfucker's crazy, bro.
I think I've transitioned a little bit from like reading actual philosophy books, but previously Dostoevsky, I think is it. He's a Russian. Yeah, he made The Prince. Or not The Prince. That was Machiavelli. He made
White Knights. He made White Knights. Fuck, what's the other one? I gotta look him up, bro. But I'm reading.
There's
White
a lot of Kafka. Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis. Fact.
That was a good short read, but I mean, I think that's just that esoteric nature,
right?
Wanting to know more, a desire to understand. And,
exactly.
They had these great authors that came out in the past.
I'm so glad that you understand what that shit mean, bro. And it's not really hard to understand what that shit mean either. Like, you just put your two and two together and be like, bro, it's just, and it's like I said, my mom, she's very religious and shit like that. And I'm like, what does being esoteric mean to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, even with like people like psychics and shit like that, like, she like to demonize shit like that. Oh, that's the devil. But it's like, it's the duality of things. Don't you think God might have given people gifts?
Right.
Don't you think, like, shit like that, just asking these questions and being, familiar with shit, like. So I feel like that's
just
a big part of life.
wanting to understand everything in its fullest extent. Well,
Only bosses and their losses, bro.
I think that's it for today. Well, Ricky, you want to come zoom in on us?
Hell yeah.
And I'll ask you, what's the name of your painting?
Only bosses and their losses, bro.
Only bosses and their losses. And I think this is going to be The Washing Machine Keeps Speaking to Me.
Ooh, that bitch fire.
And that's it. And we'll do the typical handshake. And then we're out.